Do you ever just look at your bank account and wonder where all your money went? Man, I know that I have that every single day. And it was a wake-up call that changed my perspective on money forever. Now, today I'm going to talk about a book that changed my view on finances and money altogether. Before we dive in, no, this isn't Rich Dad Poor Dad or The Million Next Door. This is something completely different. Something that is not mentioned too much on YouTube. It has a little spotlight, but today I just thought I would cover it because it really changed my perspective on how I handle money. Now, one of the key lessons I learned from this book is how much of our financial success is driven by our behavior and not just our knowledge of numbers or all this BS. Money is controlled more by our emotions than we often think. Think about the last time you made a big purchase just to regret it 2 hours later, or the time you didn't invest or you didn't purchase something that would have helped you later in the long run, then you regretted that. Now, the best investors aren't the ones that know how to calculate stuff on spreadsheets or do their taxes. No, it's not that. They're the ones who stay calm when everyone else around them are panicking. And they're the ones who avoid emotional traps even though it's very tempting. Another lesson I learned from this book is the power of compounding, and not just in the financial sense. Housel explains the power of long-term investing and not to get too caught up in the really short ones. Take Warren Buffett, for example, the greatest investor of all time, the greatest investor of our generation. He has been compounding his money for 8 decades, and why do you think he's so successful? He's been doing it since he was a teenager. His age right now is 94. It's not about making overnight money or quick gains. It's about investing your money early and let it work for you and compound as you grow older, as the years flow by. Now let's talk about lifestyle inflation. Many of you have heard the term, the more you make, the more you spend. But the problem is a lot of people don't realize it before it's too late. In this book, Housel basically explains that the more people get paid or the higher their salary increases, the more they are likely to spend. And this makes it so you're living paycheck to paycheck, even though you're making a good income. Focus on saving that money that you're making, crucial for financial freedom. A lot of people overlook it in the pursuit of wealth. Now, one of the most eye-opening moments in this book is when Housel talks about the difference between being wealthy and being rich. Being rich is about having the cars, the money, the girls. All this is being rich. But being wealthy is about the things you don't have right now, things that are invisible to the naked eye. Wealth is building a portfolio. Wealth is generating assets. Wealth is having a savings. True wealth is silent. It's about having enough of this passive income so you can let it work for you while you just sit back and relax. It allows you to live on your own terms without having to chase paycheck to paycheck. Another powerful idea that he mentioned in his book is the role of luck and risk. And he mentions that luck and risk play a way bigger of a role than we actually imagine. When you see someone that's famous, when you see someone that has a lot of wealth, you often probably think, if you're normal, not one of those Instagram comment sections, he probably worked really hard for his money, he has a really good skill. But we don't really look at the side of luck and risk. Housel basically explains that people are just born lucky. People just place themselves in lucky positions. People are just born into really lucky accommodations. And there's the other side of the spectrum, the unlucky, the people whose business fails within the first month, people who have tragic accidents in the worst positions on the worst days possible. The key takeaway here is don't beat yourself up if something doesn't go your way. That's all part of the plan. And don't always assume that success is always about doing the right thing, because things can always change. Sometimes it's just being in that right position at the right time. Finally, and this is something that I took personally myself to heart, is patience. Housel explains that success takes a lot of time. You do not get overnight money. You do not get rich quick. If there's one thing we all should have learned from the pandemic, is that good things take time and that everything takes longer than we think. Patience means creating a plan, sticking with it even if you are tempted to jump boats, to jump the other ship, to go to the other side. Stick with your plan, stay on your boat, and go through with it. So overall, what did this book teach me? I don't know. Real financial success is about understanding your own behavior, staying patient, and focusing on long-term goals rather than the short ones. If you're serious about the way you think about money, please, I recommend you guys check this book out. I highly recommend it. Let me know if you found this video helpful and give me some feedback if you guys do decide to pick this up. Thank you for watching.